Hey, how's it going? How's it going? My name is All-For-One. Yes, I know. We'll talk about the nerfs. We'll talk about the adjustments, quote unquote. And with that being said, let's get started. As a prior #1 hunter, as a pretty much a hunter that's top tier, I think I have a very valid opinion on what I think is balanced, what I think is fair, what I think is not. Especially playing both sides very extensively lately. I think it's good to start with the survivors first. Mechanic got nerfed last time! And we thought, oh my god, Mechanic's so shit now. And in reality, no, it's just you didn't have to depend on her bot. Her bot was just so dominant. Mechanic you see in every single game. There will not be a single game you will not see a Mechanic in ranked or in tournament, for sure. So Mechanic automatically decoding speed from 125% to 100%. So, as you guys know, Mechanic has a decoding buff. The moment she loads into game, she can actually decode faster than most survivors in the game, which is why sometimes Mechanics rush down ciphers with main body until someone gets hit, and then they focus more on their bot as they just, you know, keep going in and out while they decode their cipher themselves after they get hit. But they nerfed that down, and automatically the first thing I thought of when I saw this is they're gonna compensate with the everyone else injured nerf. So taking this nerf by itself does pretty much nothing still. This is not a meaningful nerf. This will still mech is still in the same place. But actually, I think I'll read through all the changes first so we can get it in conjunction to see what their reasoning was for the most part, and then we'll read the reasoning. Decode speed reduction when someone injured. Yeah, I don't know the name either, but you know, she gets a debuff when someone's injured from 45% to 35%. Decoding speed when one is injured is 65%, which was previously 68, 3% difference. When 2 is injured, 42%, previously 37%. So when you think about this all together, they got rid of her decoding buff, essentially, but they just compensate for it here. This does nothing for Mechanic. This doesn't change her. She could still, like, the problem with Mechanic is nothing with her main body. Mechanic can decode at a high speed if there is no interruption to her decode speed. Therefore, reload the decode speed at the same time improves Mechanic ability to be useful in late game. Because she wasn't already useful enough if she lived. Because this right here is gonna make her less impactful early game. If anything, you just made her more annoying to go against because now she can actually pop ciphers. So you mean to tell me early game now, she decodes a cipher normally, and she could still pop ciphers later. You didn't do anything to Mechanic. Why would they reduce the debuff anyways? That's the point. If everyone's fucking injured on your team and you're decoding as Mechanic, then you don't deserve to be fucking decoding at all, I'll be honest. So you compensate for that fact. So now you actually make her a lot more useful late game. When her real only weakness was her late and mid game. Because if she's not cipher rushing you with Doll, she's cipher rushing you with main body anyways. So in reality, Mechanic just doesn't get f***ing changed. Mechanic is still Mechanic. You still run Mechanic every single game. Like, none of these changes are impactful at all. What does this do for Mechanic? Does it really change anything? No. She's still gonna be used every f***ing game. They should nerf Doll instead of main body of mech. I agree completely. The Doll will always be the problem. The Doll does too much. Does a cipher, can do another cipher, can rescue, can interact, can open gates. She could use it while on chair. Mechanic, at this point, you should just completely remove her ability to use Doll on chair. Thematically, it doesn't make sense why she can. If she needs 2 hands to operate her Doll, in actuality, then she needs 2 fucking hands. Not her brain. She can't turn into Mega Mind all of a sudden and be like, oh, I just use belly on a fucking L. But still. So automatically, an S tier survivor is still S tier. Okay, great to know. Good job, Netties. Nice to know that your change literally did nothing. Mercenary, another big fucking name on the list. Elbow pads, 4 to 3. 4 to 3. Okay, I can get behind it. Elbow pad limit for other survivors reduced from 3 to 2. Suck on that, motherfuckers. Rocket chair time reduced from 30% to 10%. Okay, not terrible, but nothing completely damaging to Merc. If anything, he's more attractive to burn elbow pads now. You burn an elbow pad, now he has only 2. You burn 2 in 20 seconds, he only has 1. So now it's not too bad to chase a Merc into an area that might have other survivors, but Merc is still Merc. This does not change Mercenary, in a sense. Yes, he is a lot more susceptible to losing his ability earlier, but in reality, he's still the best rescue in the game. The long chairing time and the ability to do long containment by Merc makes it impossible for hunters to chase and hit Merc at early game. This ability greatly affects the flow of the game for Hunter, so we lower the chairing time at the same time also learning Merc capabilities to do long containments. Regardless, I'm not gonna chase a Merc for 3 elbow pads. I'm still not gonna chase a Merc for 3. Maybe 1 or 2 the most, but never 3. And they didn't change his delay effect. His delay effect is why he's so good in the first place. He's still usable. You cannot play a game where a hunter is like, yeah, I can't chase that person, and then it just completely fucks your game. That has always been an unhealthy mechanic. I still think it's an unhealthy mechanic when you find a wilding a forward a Merc first. But the problem is that you could do too much with elbow pads. You could do way too much. You spawn on a Merc, you can't chase that Merc anymore. Think about that. Why would you ever not go Mercenary still? He is still S tier. They didn't change the one thing that makes him broken, which is his delay effect. NetEase instead opts for Mercenary's only problem are elbow pads. That's not his problem. That's not why he's used every single game. It's a factor, but that's not why he's used every single game. Rescuers are the most unhealthy chase kiting like characters in the game. Because you just can't chase them. No matter who you are, you can't fucking chase them. It doesn't fucking matter. Merc's position is still the same. He's still first rescue. He's still gonna be a priority ban. He could still get clutch endgames. He could still get clutch saves. There's just so much Merc can do. And they didn't touch any of it. Like, yeah, sure, you can't chase him early, but you fucking... Okay, that's not why he's broken. He fucked up and got hit. He should be able to be put down. Detention should one-shot everybody, no matter what. What, like, why? Like, you hit a Merc, right? And they don't even have to be close to the gate. They could legit just run so far, cover so much distance, and then they still make it, no matter what. They could fuck up, literally fuck up every single way in a game, and they could still come out on clutch with a tie or a win. So Merc is still S tier. So automatically, when NetEase is done, is they've touched 2 of their S tier characters, nerfed them a little bit. But in reality, they're still in the same spot. How would I nerf Merc? Make his delay effect non-existent. Sure, give him a delay effect, but don't make it as long as it is. Simple as that. That's how you fix Merc. And he gets one shot by detention. He should get one shot by detention. I think detention should one shot everything. Personally. 2 S tier survivors, still S tier, nothing damaging. So they're not gonna shake up the survivor meta at all. Depending on, well, with nerfs at least. We'll see what the buffs are, because these are the very few nerfs. Seer, added global sound effects and icon marks when Seer spectates teaming. Okay, whatever. Quality of life change that does nothing. Seer is still broken. Okay, great. Thank you, NetEase, for addressing Seer's problem. That why he's still meta. You could, just so you know, if you have a Seer on your team, you could up and it doesn't matter because all Seer has to do is press a fucking button and oh wow, your 15-second kite just became 60 seconds. What the fuck is this? How are you gonna change the three S tier characters and not a single meaningful nerf to any of them? What kind of bullshit? Yeah, what the fuck, Reed? So whatever, just useless. Literally just useless. Like they made him stronger and ranked because now survivors will know if you're spectating, and now they'll know who you're spectating. So essentially, they just buffed him. Okay, cool. Okay, that's fine. F***ing terrible. Literally, oh yeah, because that's what Seer needed. A f***ing buff! He needed a buff! Who said he needed a buff? What? Yeah, survivors, you're too weak in rank mode. Now you're fucking having a buff. Yeah, fuck the fucking, shut the fuck. Oh, what? What? Why is he easier? Perfumer, I guess. Debuffs can be perfumed away. I'm guessing what they mean by debuffs is like, and what it has been stated was shit like Hashter's Curse, Geisha Butterflies, Violinist Notes, Spider Webs, debuffs that I'm guessing affect you. Wu Chang Bell, I don't, does that? Can you perfume that? That'd be kind of funny. That'd actually be kind of funny. So this is whatever. Perfumer wasn't in a place to get nerfed or buffed. But you know what? If they want to make her tournament viable, whatever then. Fuck it. I guess. Nothing really interesting to be said about Perfumer here, but like I really don't see like this buff is necessary. But it's gonna be more annoying to face her if you're like a geisha, I'm assuming. But regardless, it's like whatever. Metal Lawyer soon. Remove slow palette vault debuff. Map usage time 30 seconds to 40 seconds. I'm not even gonna talk about this. Lawyer you still never use. You'll still never use Lawyer. Like okay, you can still use you could use Lawyer, whatever, fuck it, but you would still never use it. Like, there's nothing really to talk about this. Lawyer will kind of never be used. But whatever, I guess. And then Explorer treasure digging time increased by 5 seconds. This does nothing to explore. This does not. You're still gonna see this little midget walking around the game and pressing a button on my ciphers and decoding them instantly. Yeah, you're still gonna see that shit. This doesn't change anything. This still doesn't change anything. Like what what? Yeah, cause yeah, his problem was he was getting pages too fast. No, the f it's not. No, the f it's not. I can't find him. That's the problem. There should be an indicator around Explorer that he is in the area. It is not fair he gets to hide in a fucking box, because I'm not gonna expect him to be in the box. But regardless, I guess fuck me, right? Who cares if I can't find him? Who cares if I will never find him? Like, why is he allowed to just be like this? Why can he decode ciphers in light speed? He could avoid ciphers all game, go next to him, pop it, then just avoid ciphers all game again. It is so quick to get 2 pages. It is so quick to get multiple pages. It's stupid that you get tinnitus and it could be Explorer, I guess, and then you'll just never find him. What if you got a cooldown on the book? I wouldn't mind that. 100-second cooldown after he finds a page? Yeah, fuck it. So he could actually get on a fucking cipher so I could find him. This survivor is not balanced right now. Neckband, you play Explorer, who does the same thing. Also, fuck you, Dreaming. So automatically, we see all of these very meta survivors not get changed in any drastic way. So I could already tell what kind of patch this is gonna be. I could already tell. Mech, you still use Mech. Merc, you still use Merc. Seer, you still use Seer. Perfumer, you still use in some situations. Lawyer, well, obviously you just never use Lawyer because they didn't really do anything though. And then Explorer, you still use Explorer. Terrible. Literally terrible. Prisoner. Can use Electrocute at the beginning of the game, reduce the transmission loss from 10 to 20% to 5 to 15%. What? Okay, so who is the dev that means Prisoner at NetEase that said, you know what? Prisoner's weak. Prisoner's weak. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna give him a kiting ability at the beginning of the game because he needs to kite, right? And then let's just make him a fucking fast decoder. Let's just make him decode every single fucking cipher in the game! Every single cipher! You put a connection on a cipher and you get only 5%? 5%? Hello? Oh my god, Pigeon is so weak. He needs a bath. Why? Why? What was the statistic behind this? In what way is Prisoner better than any decoder? Okay. Let's look at it this way. If a prisoner is left alone and it has only 5% loss of decoding, he does more than the mechanic. Think about that. And you know what's the best part? He could keep doing that. He could keep doing that at every single cipher. How is that not okay? And they're buffing this guy. Automatically, before he was still decoding insanely fast. Now it's only 5%? He sends connections to Rescuer ciphers. Now they pop their ciphers. Rescuers pop their ciphers now, while he also primes other ciphers. So imagine a Merc cipher that would initially take roughly 70 seconds is now only like 50, 60 seconds. If it's only 5%, even at 15% is not bad, but 5%, like we're looking at 5%. We sold by so much, it doesn't matter. You're doing 2 ciphers. You're doing 2 ciphers at once, it doesn't matter. Who cares? You're still doing 2 ciphers. It doesn't matter if he's doing it slowly. That's like saying, oh yeah, but Mechanic's main body can't do a cipher as fast if someone's injured. No fucking shit, she can't! But she still does the cipher anyways! It's the same idea! It's the same idea! That's literally the same argument for Mechanic! And Mechanic is broken! Now, granted, you can't rescue, you can't open gates, but you're still decoding 2 ciphers at once! It doesn't matter. Oh my god, yeah, he's decoding slower. Wow, really? Oh wow, I would have thought he's decoding his cipher slower because he's decoding 2 ciphers at once! Wow, who would have thought? He better be decoding his cipher slower. He's gonna be decoding 2 ciphers at once! So automatically, in a game, there's gonna be... If he's not working on a Rescuer cipher with a Rescuer, there's gonna be 4 legacy ciphers. So by the time he pops his, that other one that he just primed, or even popped roughly, he just goes to someone just goes to their last cipher, finish that cipher instead, and now everyone could dogpile the last cipher. This guy, he needed this buff. He was already too useless apparently, but 5% decoding, you're gonna see Prisoner a lot more. You're gonna see Prisoner a lot more. Mech gets banned? Fine, play Explorer. You can play Explorer with Prisoner just fine, and it will work completely fine. Why is it okay for him to make what initially would be a 75-second cipher, a 60-second cipher? So now Merc can get into position to save, or any Rescuer can get into position to save earlier, and he can start working on another cipher by that time too. First Officer now. Pocket Watch goes now 3-tap skill. Each tap and hold will hypnotize the hunter more within the radius of 32, 10, 6 meters. If player does not release the next skill by 10 seconds, then the skill will end. Each time First Officer hypnotizes the hunter, his real position will be revealed for 1 second. The hunter who is hypnotized 1, 2, 3 times will see a delay of 1, 2, 2 seconds. New trait for First Officer: if hit by a hypnotized hunter during the duration of his invisibility, First Officer will activate this trait during this duration. First Officer will not be down by any fatal attacks. The injury will be applied after 5 seconds. So let's go back to our Merc ramp, right? We said earlier that Mercenary was a problem because of his delayed effect, right? Right? Why would he need this effect? If you're getting hit as a First Officer in Watch, you deserve to get hit. So you mean to tell me they looked at Mercenary and said, you know what? This is balanced. We need another one. Give me another one. Give me another one. Because that's what survivors need. That's what survivors need. Another delayed attack damage because they get hit. We can't have them punished. We can't have Rescuers punished. No way. No. No. So let me paint a picture for you, right? Okay, endgame. Detention. Wow. First Officer never saved anybody. He goes into Watch. Someone is chaired. Someone is chaired, and oh my god, it's tie. Say something. Let's say it's like a clutch, like, you know, it's tie, right? He goes into his Watch. He gets hit, and guess what? He gets the rescue off, and that motherfucker still has tie turner. Damn. Just get good, I guess. So not only do you get the effect of the Watch itself, but you get a delayed effect. So they nerf Merc, or quote unquote nerf Merc. They nerf Merc, and they buff First Officer to be a second Merc. So you mean to tell me this guy could be invincible for 25 seconds? He gets hit by a detention hunter. He could take the hit and save anyways. Because regardless, he's gonna have the effect of the stupid fucking watch and get the save off. Or regardless, he gets a clutch escape anyways. Because yep, NetEase, what this game needed was a second mercenary. Yep. And that's what First Officer needed, a buff. Make him more brain dead than him pressing a button and you just not being able to hit him. Now they got rid of all counter ability for First Officer. How do you counter this? So imagine you outplay the First Officer and he doesn't go down. He just doesn't go down because guess what? He has 5 seconds of invincibility. Just get good, lol. Just get better at the game. Yep, First Officer needed a buff. If you don't like his pocket watch, how would you change him? Is what you should have said. Let him get terror shocked if you hit him out of watch. Because if you get hit while on watch, you deserve to get punished for it. You deserve to get punished for it. Like, if you can move for 20 seconds without getting hit, then where's the fairness in that? You get a free 40 seconds almost every time. How is that fair to me as a Hunter player? There's just nothing I could do as long as you're moving in a straight linear fashion and moving in ways that I can't predict you no matter what I do. It is a guessing game. No matter how good you are at Hunter, you are not going to guess where the First Officer is going. You just get lucky every single time. There should be a cooldown between watches. Why there isn't is the dumbest thing in the world, but whatever, f it, I guess. Postman! Maximum time to send a letter, 12 to 5 seconds. Great, they're gonna get that shit instantly, that's great. Dog dash distance, 15 to 20 meters. Jesus Christ, that's far. Holy shit. Hunter movement speed when bited. When bit, 11 to 15 meters a second. So they slow you down even more. They make it easier to land. And people get letters faster. You still wouldn't use Postman. So Postman would still be a very, like, niche ranked pick. You still wouldn't play Postman ever. Nothing really to talk about here. Postman's still Postman. Painter! Okay, let's see our great Painter buffs. That Dreaming has been f***ing screaming about that. Oh my god, you can use Painter now. Stun time, 3 to 3.5 seconds. Does really nothing. Time to put a painting reduced from 1 to 0.6 seconds. Yeah, because he places paintings too slow. That makes total sense. Can vault even when the painting is not finished. Utilizing Painter skill while reducing the risk when using it. Like, yeah, you could use Painter. You could be annoying for 2 paintings, but after that, it's like... He's still meh. He still has 2 paintings. Whatever. Is it annoying because you can't really outplay it? Yeah, but fuck it, who cares? He has 2 of them. I don't give a fuck. As long as he has 2 of them, then then whatever. Fuck him. You press a button and you drag in that hunter no matter what you do. There's just no matter what you could do. There's just nothing you could do. Yeah, sure, you could look away. You literally can get in the hunter's face instantly. It's so like it's you press a button and you're dragging the hunter. What can you do? Ento added new item skill. Hold press the item to drag and select to generate a swarm at Ento's location to push itself. Adjust the spawning location of the swarm. Now it spawns at Ento's place and doesn't push her by default. Adjust the placement of survivors on swarm. They are now always centered to the swarm when being pushed. After she uses her bees, the cooldown time is 10 seconds. Stabilize the survivor's movement when being pushed by swarm. These seem like all quality of life changes, literally. It literally just seems like she's just easier to utilize. It makes her less clunky, essentially. When Ento uses a swarm to push, there's always a poor fueling to it, poor optimization of control. We have added a new skill in order for more Ento players to utilize this ability. We also optimize survivor's movement when being pushed or released by the swarm for more stability. So they essentially made her easier to use. That's really what they did. So I won't dwell on this too long, but it's just you wouldn't really like utilize Ento like for anything like crazy. The Mind's Eye. So Mind's Eye got buffed. Let's see it. Kain light tap display increased by 1.5 times. When the Mind's Eye heart tapping, hunters in radius 8300 whole map interaction speed will be reduced by 30%, 22%, 14%. I mean, she debuffs me, I guess. Like, yeah, she has a weak protection ability, but why would you use Mind's Eye still? She's still bad. That's not the reason why Mind's Eye is weak. Her vaulting and fucking... whatever. Like, I would not play... Her decode is mediocre, and her kiting is just shit. So how long does this last, though? How long does this interaction thing last? Like, yeah, it's 30, 22, 14%, but is there, like, a set time for that to last, or is that permanently? Probably when the Kain is in effect. What, so, like when it reveals you? Okay, then this buff is, like, absolutely, like, terrible. But if it's permanent, then it's broken, in a sense. Not really broken, but it's annoying. But I'm gonna guess it's as long as, like, as long as they're revealing hunters. But you would still never use Mind's Eye. Batter. Let's see Batter. These are the last two survivors, so we'll get to the hunters right after this. Batter, remove the cooldown of the boost at the beginning of the game. So what, you could just start fucking sprinting everywhere, I'm assuming. Can go to Rampage mode when moving and it lasts longer. 10 more seconds. When in Rampage mode, vaulting speed is 40% faster. Can stop from Rampage mode. So it seems like what they're trying to do with Batter is just make him a second round forward. But wow, this is all annoying. Wow, this is all annoying. Holy fucking overbuff on Batter. How do they make a good character even better? How does that happen? Why did they just overbuff him? The vault faster than forward. Look, that is right. I looked at it. That's faster than forward. But why buff Batter this much? Yeah, Batter's weak. Yeah, Batter needed a buff. Yeah, 110%. Batter needed a fucking buff. Because Batter mains were crying that Batter was completely unusable. No, the fuck he wasn't. He was not unusable. So they literally just made him, like, forward. But without the mass decoding debuff or something. I don't fucking know. Like, he still has a decoding debuff as far as I'm aware, but it's not as bad as forwards. And he has infinite invisibility. Yeah, as long as he has his balls. Wilding decreases the usage time for the board the next time he uses it from 65 to 50 to 40 to 30. Increases. That's actually so funny. That's actually so funny. That's actually... This doesn't make him unusable, but it just makes him less annoying to go against. For 65 seconds on board now? Yeah, but that's the first time. It goes down every single time he gets off. 50, 40, 30. This doesn't kill Wilding and Tourney, I think. I don't think, because he's still regular. He's still his same old self. It's just less time harass and less time to kite. Literally. This does not kill Tourney Wildling. We're about to get into the good shit. We're about... Oh man, we're about to get into the good shit. We haven't touched anything yet. We've been talking about boring ass survivors for the entire time, and survivors are just incoherently boring to talk about. Like, I'll be honest. Oh my god. I'm really not ready for this shit, bro. It's gonna make my blood boil. Oh my god. I'm really not ready. We're gonna start with one of the main characters I got popular with on this server. Wow, I'm so ready. All survivors can hear the sound effects when Wu Chang uses his umbrella. Increases the skill check range for Black Belt, yeah. So you can hit it easier because Black Belt, guess what? It was so hard to hit! It was so hard to hit the calibration. Decrease the bell range from 15 to 11 after Wu teleport. Quick chat and communication is important when going against Wuwu. To reduce the difficulty of survivor communication, survivors now can hear the sound effects when Wu Chang uses his umbrella, so survivors can decide to stay away from ciphers of the code. In addition, we hope survivors can more accurately do the calibration because it was so hard to hit when they get fell. Therefore, we lower the difficulty because high-tier survivors are banning the game, so they always miss that shit. Wow, wow, wow. But what the fuck is this? So you mean to tell me that it was too hard? It was too hard for survivors to press one ping. To press one ping. One ping is all it took, and everyone is off their cipher. But instead now, the moment he releases his teleport, you hear the whole teleport animation. Do you want to know what happened? Do you want to know what happened? Four B devs get into a fucking game, and they play against a Wu Chang, and they're like, "Oh my god, this guy's all over the place." And do you know what they did? Do you know what they did? They said, this guy is too hard to face. We need to know when his only ability is being used. Because it has been too hard to face a Wu Chang. Because Wu Chang was hard to face? Because Wu Chang was difficult? Because all it took was for someone to say he's teleporting, for he switched targets? Well, maybe, if you think about it. Oh, okay, well, if I'm facing a Wu Chang and all I have to do is press a button to signal that he's changing targets, to signal his only tool that makes him Wu Chang, that makes him a character. Because kiting Wu Chang can be apparently it was too hard for a hunter that could only basic attack you. He doesn't have a single ability that damages you. And that was too hard to face. They saw Wu Chang in a tournament from DX. And they immediately said, you know what? Wu Chang is too strong. He has too high of a win rate. In ranked. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make him completely unfun to play as. Wow. So what you're telling me is if I learn a hunter in this game, then that means I'm at fault for learning said hunter, from learning the TPs, from learning how to chase with him with his shitty abilities, from learning how to pressure the only thing I can do, which is teleporting. What sense? What? You are a survivor. And all it takes is for you to say, he is teleporting. He is going here. He is going there. And they said, no, that's too much. His win rate was too high in ranked. So we need to make sure he doesn't win as often, because hunters that learned him is bad. We can't have hunters learning him, so we're gonna punish him if you learn him. And make it even easier for survivors to play as. Or play against. Sorry, because he was so unfun to play against. He was so unfun! Like... Oh my god, Netties, holy sh**. I didn't think... I knew you were dumb, but man... complete brain deadism is apparently a talent with what you guys are pumping out. Because yeah, that one day of tournament viability was too much. Yep. And guess what? They just they just gutted him. So yeah, it's easier for survivors though. Survivors have an easier time now. Yep. Because Wu Chang was hard to face. You want to nerf Wu Chang? The guy doesn't need a nerf. He was barely tournament viable, and he was in ranked. In CN, he doesn't win that often. He wins 70% of games. Is that too much for a hunter to win? And they were saying that's too much of a win rate for a hunter to have. They looked at Wu Chang and said, yes, this hunter is winning too much. Yep. It's too hard to face a rank because you can only duo. Yeah, but it's not like, I don't know, you can f***ing ping! I have never in my life seen a company say we're nerfing a hunter because that hunter has too high of a win rate. And that win rate was hands down 70%, 60%. Were pings not enough? Not only does this make him completely harder to use, there's no point to play him in tournament now. There's just no point. You completely got rid of his tournament usability. Okay, thanks, I guess. Thanks, whatever. Geisha, 2 lines. Increase speed for departing soul, which is, I'm guessing, her second ability, useless. When Geisha has max presence, dash speed increase. Okay. Whatever. She's still boring as fuck to play. She's still unfun to play. You would still not play Geisha. Like, Geisha's problem is that she's too one-dimensional in nature. If you learn Geisha, you know every single Geisha. Like, you know how to play, every Geisha knows how to play Geisha, essentially. Because all Geishas do the same things. They all do the same things. Once they actually put time to learn Geisha. Like, sure, okay, you made her easier to use, whatever, fuck it, but... whatever, I guess. Not too much to go over on this one. I still wouldn't use her because I still find her unfun as fuck. I still find her, like, very, like, just boring to play, very one-dimensional, but whatever. Mad Eyes. Can't use the console if Survivor is decoding it. That right there, you just made Mad Eyes unusable. Completely unusable. So... let me give you a rundown history of Mad Eyes. Mad Eyes was released, and everyone called him shit, which is, of course, the typical Survivor or Hunter mentality when a Hunter comes out. I thought he was a bad Hunter at first, but no one knew how his ability worked until people learned it. And he was broken! His kit was broken. And then they nerfed him. And then they nerfed him. And then they nerfed him. And then they nerfed him again with this. And with this, Mad Eyes is completely unusable. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Season 4 and 5, where now you have F-tier characters back. Completely unusable characters. I don't even have to read the rest of the adjustments. This just killed him. This just got rid of him. Goodbye. See you later. Sayonara. Imagine that. Imagine that. I never thought I would see Netties once again. Especially with the progress they were on. Making every Hunter usable. Especially with how diverse we were starting to get with Hunter picks in ICO or whatever. They just completely dog-shitted on almost every Hunter, which we'll get into. And Mad Eyes is your first F-tier Hunter. Optimize console position, doesn't fucking matter. Optimize the hitbox of the walls for the 2 doors on Moonlets River Park second story house. Decrease the wall time for 2 entrances. Basically, it's like bridge now. You can't lock that anymore. So still destroyed. The method for survivors to counter Mad Eyes is always weak. No, it's not. At the same time, because one console coverage area can overlap with other console areas, deciphering console around and overlapping areas gives less benefit for survivors. In this adjustment, we focus on the way to counter Mad Eyes, hoping the survivors can decipher in safe area. Yeah. Because it was very unsafe to do that. Yep. Because survivors couldn't just use, I don't know, their fucking joystick! They couldn't use their thumb to move off the console, right? So Mad Eyes, like I said, is your first F-tier hunter. Yep. With these adjustments, Wu Chang goes from an A-tier hunter to a B-tier, automatically. He's B-tier after this shit. Geisha stays the same. Mad Eyes is F-tier. So, welcome to the meta of F-tier hunters now. Ripper, and I see useless buff. I've been waiting for his buff for 2 seasons as a Ripper main, as a valid Ripper player. I have always advocated for Ripper to be a usable hunter again. And I necessarily never lost that faith in him. I've always loved Ripper. I always appreciated Ripper. He was one... He'll always have a place in my heart because it was always Photo when I started. And it was Ripper. It was straight Ripper. And I tried to be... And I was a bad Ripper player. I learned him. I wanted to learn him because I loved the character. They said they're planning to buff him. A while now. Even before I quit. Way before I even quit. The first time. And do you know what this buff is? Remove the speed reduction when he's entering invisibility. I could name 50 problems with Ripper, and never once would I say that was a problem. This is sad to see. This is genuinely sad to see. I'm not even mad. I'm just so upset. They have been hyping up his buff for how many seasons? And this is all they give him. You couldn't have given, like, this kind of a buff earlier? But you guys were saying, we're gonna buff Ripper, we're gonna buff Ripper, we're gonna buff Ripper, we're gonna buff Ripper, and this is what you hand out. This is what you actually put on your test server. It took you this long to put this out on a character that makes you so much money, that is so popular, and this is all you give him. At this point, what do I say? What can I say? You guys know, I have always been advocating for a Ripper buff, and he's still shit. I was so excited. Ripper's finally getting his buff. He's finally getting buffed. He is finally. And then they do this. And he's still unusable. I can't say I'm shocked by NetEase. I really can't. Honestly. Sculptor. Max duration for Chisel reduced from 16 to 12. Cool time increased from 12 to 15. A change that doesn't completely gut a character. Crazy. In mid and late game, the cooldown for Chisel is relatively short and gives more benefit to the hunters to control the field, therefore we lowered the strength for the skill. Okay, whatever. Sculptor still stays meta. But with all these changes right now, Sculptor is pretty much in the same spot. She's pretty much in the same spot. I wouldn't say like this was a problem with Sculptor. Sculptor, I think, is a fine hunter. Not terrible, not OP. If you learn her, then it's fine. I hate the idea of chip hunters, but it's one of those hunters that it's like whatever to me, because you could still counter her. So she's actually not too bad. She actually stays. But so far, all these hunters, Wu Chang, Mad Eyes, Ripper, all suck. All terrible. Axe Boy. Let's see this. Maximum distance to use the fireball reduced from 36 to 32 meters. Automatically, not terrible. Time for survivors to break tree reduced from 12 to 8 seconds. Destroying a tree will prevent purple fireballs for 40 seconds before it was 30 seconds. Breath of Corruption won't affect same survivor in 4 seconds. Axe Boy can control the fireball at extreme distance, which often makes survivors caught off guard, and at max presence, the frequent enter and leaving the decaying field will cause great debuff to survivors. Based on that, Axe Boy has been adjusted. This is actually not too terrible. When I heard that they're gonna nerf Axeboy, I was really scared. I'm like, they're gonna fucking cut this kid, aren't they? So, in actuality, it's not terrible. The range kinda hurts him, whatever. The tree buff kinda hurts him, whatever. This needed a nerf. I agree with this. This is fine. But this isn't bad. Or this isn't terrible. Keeps him on a little leash. Just makes him more dominant, which is fine. He's still a usable hunter. He is still a usable tourney hunter. Second round. Did he need the nerf? Personally, no. But he's not bad. As an Axeboy player, I'm fine with this nerf. I'm not too mad at this nerf. It's kind of a nerf that I would suggest them doing. And they kind of did this nerf properly. Just to make him less dominant. And so it's less frustrating to face him. Lizard. Lizard jump cooldown increased from 9 to 11 seconds. Slightly increased the recovery time when jumping and crashing. Alright. Alright. Which one of you motherfuckers complained about Lizard? Which one of you? Lizard? Yeah, Lizard is. Yeah, Lizard's too strong. Lizard is too strong. Uh-huh. I don't know. Do you know what they did? Do you know what they fucking did? You know what the netties did? They looked at Lizard, they're like, you know what? We haven't touched this guy in a while. Let's fucking nerf him. They looked at this character and said, you know what? We just want to do something with him. Just so we look like we're paying attention to our fucking game. Okay. He needs a nerf. PC too strong. Lizard jump is extremely high. Oh. And the time to land back is short. Really? Wow! It's as if that's not his only ability in the game! It's really not like that is the case. Making some players who aren't familiar with Lizard down in seconds or fail to save. You did not just use a reasoning of nerfing Lizard? You did not just use new players as an excuse to nerf a hunter. These guys literally just said Lizard is too hard for new players to face. Yep. That's actually so funny. That's actually so funny to me. Because it's what high tier player looked at Lizard and said he's too hard to face? Whatever. Feaster. Do I want to read this? Do I even want to read this? Can I skip it? Can I pretend like this isn't happening right now? Increases the time for his normal attack to go off and increased his recovery speed by 5 seconds and nerf the attack range. Cause these were all problems Feaster had! Yep, you have people getting stuffed by Berserker Feaster. Yep, Yep. Berserker Feaster was too strong. So not only will his attack recovery be longer, but his normal attack will take longer to go off. In case you guys don't remember, that was old Feaster. His old attack was really slow. And his attack range got nerfed. Because, yes, that was too long. It was too long, his attack range. Release the tentacle that could be obtained when he gains his first presence. Okay. Thank you for not giving me my ability. So what do I get from first presence then? Only recharge from only recharge by itself? But wait, hold on. Remove the tentacle, increase charge speed when more than one survivor within fear radius mechanism. So now, no matter how many survivors are in the fear radius, the charge speed is like the same when there is only one survivor. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Use and win rate for Hashler is relatively high in every rank. Yeah. Because maybe you have to understand that he's just a pretty good hunter, right? Yeah? And the short tentacle charges makes the survivors hard to fight back. At the same time, Hashler's normal attack is the farthest range compared to other hunters. Therefore, adjustments has been made to balance his strength. So instead of nerfing him to a point that makes him, okay, whatever, a little bit more feasible. Okay, this, whatever, fine. Whatever, fine. But this? You are playing Old Feaster. This is Old Feaster. They just reverted his rework. I remember when Feaster first got reworked, yeah? And I'm like, yes! Yes! Feaster will be usable! Yes! He saw a little bit tournament gameplay too with Giant Claw. And now he's a pretty good hunter to use. And now you just completely got rid of him. Not only from tournament, but you made him completely shit in ranked. You just made him a C-tier hunter. And I will say that confidently. He is a C-tier hunter. As a Feaster main, as a hunter main, this is severely disappointing. Feaster is just done. You guys see me play Feaster? Is he broken? Is he really that broken? I am an avid Feaster player. I'm a Feaster main. That's what it was. I love playing Feaster. And they just got rid of his complete usability in tournaments. Not only tournaments, but made him completely less attractive to play in ranked. Because not only that, they did not address a single bug he has, like his tentacles having shit hitboxes. For when you want to insta-tentacle, it chooses the tentacle that is far off the screen. Instead, you just nerf him, don't address any bugs, and you leave him like that. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Holy fuck! That is! Why? Why? Why are you nerfing Feaster? Who looks at Feaster and says, yes, this hunter is fucking hard? Why? 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 Who said Feaster is strong? Who said that? Who said that? Who said this? Why are you nerfing regular hunters? Why are they touching hunters in the first place? Because they have no idea what the fuck to do. They don't know how to play their game. They have no idea how to fucking balance their game. No clue. What fucking brain damage was involved in this decision making? It says, yes, this is what we need to do with Feaster. Completely got him. This is what this is, a complete gut. Bonbon. No continuous bomb damage within 1.2 seconds. Bomb charge time increased from 4 to 5. Bomb damage cannot interrupt rescues. The ability for him to hit survivors continuously in a single moment, especially during camping, makes the situation difficult for rescuers to save. Hopefully this adjustment can reduce the pressure from camping Bonbon to rescuer. So you mean the only thing that made him Bonbon? I wanted Bonbon nerfed. I agree, Bonbon deserved a nerf. He was very annoying to face. I hate how you just got a kill and there was a tie. So what they did with Bonbon is now they just made him such a less consistent hunter. They nerfed the only thing that makes Bonbon Bonbon. Congratulations. The one thing he had going for him was his camping, and they got rid of that. So now look at him. You had a dominant era, but now that era's gone. So now I hope everyone will stop complaining about Poland just because he's a different type of hunter to kite. Because this is what fucking Survivor mains complain about a hunter when they first come out, when you have no idea how to play against them, and then you get cases like Percy. But Percy's now in the gutter. When people are like, oh my god, that looks so cancer. Holy shit. And now look at him. Terrible. And now it's Poland. The same thing. Oh my god. Can't conventionally kite him. Nerf him. And now we come to the main event. When main body is in 20-meter radius near a survivor, a notification will be sent to survivors. Oh my god. When main body / follower uses a trait, the trait cooldown increases by 20 seconds to other followers. Oh my god. Alien, bro. Why is everyone doing this? Okay, so I initially said if they're gonna nerf Dream Witch, nerf the cooldown traits to where she can't just keep using the traits over and over again. 10 seconds, pretty much. That's the problem. She could just spam her traits. I agree. Holy fuck, they just gutted Dream Witch. I thought they said there was a 20-second cooldown. So imagine you use Blink, right? Every other follower plus 20. Imagine. You got everything you wanted. Low tiers. You got everything you ever wanted. No more Dream Witch. No more, guys. You wanted a new S tier hunter? JK, there isn't one. But fuck Dream Witch. They just got rid of her. She's a C tier. She is a C tier hunter. A C tier hunter. Not even B tier. No, because why would you use her over, say, Feaster? Why? Why now, right? Why would you use her over Exploit? Why would you use her over anything else? Holy fuck. Like I said, when they said they're gonna nerf Dream Witch, I knew they were gonna nerf her, but not fucking gut her to where she's unusable in tourneys. When main body's in 20-meter radius near survivors, you will always know. You will always know where main body is. Do you know how much information that gives you versus a Dream Witch? I 110% think this change does not go through. If there's any of these hunter changes that go through, it is not this one. It is not this one. Hellumber, you could probably play Hellumber over Dream Witch. I'm not even gonna lie. Think about it. How the f are you supposed to teleport main body? How do you teleport with her now? Have you ever thought about that? You teleport with main body? Cool. You wait for the leech to walk on over then. Well, you could still listen to her spawn follower coming to you. Yes, you could communicate where the Dream Witch spawns, where she's going, the path she's taking. So you mean to tell me that Dream Witch, with how much skill she takes to use her correctly in a tournament setting, NetEase didn't like that? NetEase said no? Or at least could have put out another S tier hunter? There isn't an S tier hunter anymore. There's no S tier hunter. Basically, an S tier hunter is, once that hunter is learned, they cannot lose. Which should exist. Which should exist, because no matter how well you play Dream Witch, you shouldn't be able to lose. But now every hunter has the potential to lose. I think, personally, Sculptor is gonna be the first round win potential hunter. Because a good sculptor can always win, honestly. If you learn sculptor, you could always win, possibly. Then, followed by her would be Poland. And then followed by her would be Anne. Because Anne is consistent. Anne has win potential. A good Anne, you can't... A good Anne, also, you can't really lose. But you can lose depending on how well the survivors rotate you. And how well they play in general. So if you're unlucky as an Anne, you could still lose. And you still have Axe Boy. I guess. What other hunters are there? I can't even name them. Wu Chang, dead. Geisha, no. Mad Eye's completely gone. Ripper, still wouldn't use. Sculptor, already mentioned that. Dream Witch? Name me a round you would use Dream Witch in. Why would you use Dream Witch? Why would you use Dream Witch anymore? It seems like total pain. Gamekeeper kind of stays the same. A ranked hunter. Soul Weaver kind of stays the same. I see Violinist coming up and coming. Violinist slowly crawls his way back, I think. I do honestly think Violinist makes a bit of a comeback. So you have Sculptor, Poland. Those two can be interchangeable, depending on how they're played and how they're utilized in the next coming patches or months, I guess. Violinist not crawling, other hunters are falling. Kinda sorta. He's using their bodies to climb up. That's what he's doing. Ripper is still shit. You still wouldn't use Ripper. No point to use Ripper. Forward is still forward. Priestess is still priestess. Merc is still merc. Mech is still mech. Explorer is still explorer. Prisoner is better. First officer is better. And what did we get for it? We got nothing. Every hunter got a nerf. Every meta hunter got a nerf. Wow, there was no change up to the survivor meta. I just don't know what to say anymore. At this point, every single change they've done was made for the idea that they wanted to change the meta. They wanted to be influential. They wanted to be like, yes, let's shake things up, let's make things interesting. And you know what they do? They just nerf every hunter in existence while also buffing survivors and barely touching the meta survivors. So there was no change in survivor meta. So you'll still see the same survivors, while maybe you'll see a Poland in tournaments now instead of Dream Witch. And now Dream Witch you'll never see again. They were on a good pace. They were on a good pace to make all hunters usable. All hunters were in a good spot. You could use every hunter successfully pretty much, right? But now there's just, well, sucks. Now, I guess the only real change we'll see if all these changes go through, the only real change that we'll be keeping an eye on pretty much at this point is Photographer's buff. We'll see if Photographer's buff is influential or not to make him utilized. Oh well. Oh fucking well. So that's all the characters. We have to talk about the maps adjustments though. Not too extensive, but we'll still give it a look. Hospital, one of the windows in Birdcage changed to door. Thank God. Do you know how sad it was for as a hunter since season 1, season 2, that all you could do if a survivor is decoding Cage Cipher and you're outside in your front gate and you couldn't just go inside? Thank God. I think that's really good. And then they did the same thing on Eversleeping. On corner 2-story in Eversleeping. They changed that window that's right next to the staircase into a drop. That is so much better. That helps a lot. They got 2 very good map changes right here. East stay. East better stay. Priestess, Lakeside, can't warp from upper boat to shore. Will adjust portal on the boat from the sea to the boat as well. Remaining problem in early production of the boat. I guess. But, thank God. Thank God. Good change. All these changes, solid. Solid changes. Makes the game healthier. Literally makes the game healthier. This should have never been a thing. I will see what they do with this. And these were very good. These were very good. These were good changes. Chinatown deleted. I don't know any of these. I really don't know. Remove pallet at the hotel, I guess. Remove pallet in tailor shop, second floor. Remove new pallet added outside the first floor tailor shop. Don't know. They have a lot of adjustments to do with this. And it's fucking expected in rank mode. So they better do the changes now! They better do it now! So what did we get from this entire patch? NetEase is fucking dumb. What the fuck are you doing, NetEase? This is bad. This is terrible. Again, no major nerfs on any of your meta characters. You're buffing so many survivors. Prisoner, first officer. And then you just got every single hunter. You got every single hunter. That's what they did. Axe Boy was still a big nerf. Sculptor, not a bad nerf. Ripper. Mad Eye's gone. Wu Chang, so unsatisfying to play. Just... What the fuck? What the fuck is this company? Was this made with any hunter in mind? I guess this is NetEase's way of saying, just get better, lol. How to make the game completely unfun as a hunter player. Goodbye, hunters. Just get better. Do you know what this is? This is the equivalent of Hold on. I'm fucking looking this shit up.
Another question. Playing Killers was fun a long time ago, but now it's only stressful. But that's an opinion. A valid opinion, but that's an opinion. I used to love playing as a killer. Win or lose, it was fun, but currently, no matter what, it's just filled with stress and anger. Killers aren't feared anymore. Do you have any plans or ideas how you would like to improve the killer experience? Well, I would say maybe try Survivor for a bit. No, but it's true. I mean, change it up. Maybe you're just tired, you know, or play something else for a week. Try Civilization or something, just for a refreshing change. Balance is. I shouldn't be saying that. Should I be saying that? It's a good game. Just play that. No, Bjorn is telling me I shouldn't be saying that. Okay.
Just play something else. Just play something else. That is the equivalent of what this was. They did a pretty good job so far, yep. They did a pretty good job so far. At least survivors get at least survivors have an easier time playing, right? Like, what do you say about these changes? Especially as a hunter player. Like, to all my survivor players out there, you have to realize something that hunter, I am not dissing, like, I diss survivor players a lot. but please come to my understanding when I say that it is very frustrating sometimes to play against the same characters over and over again. Like, you guys aren't gonna face a Sculptor every single match. You aren't gonna face a Dream Witch every single match, especially with bans. You're not gonna face the same hunters. And the thing is, regardless of how you guys see it or how any survivor sees it, it's just how you play the game, you know? What can you do though? You can only try your best, and you can only hope that some things change, you know?